What's going on with Joby Stock? In this video, we're going to talk about the latest news, headlines, and price targets surrounding Joby Stock, and I'll do a quick stock analysis to answer, is Joby Stock a buy? If you're new, make sure to subscribe and like the video, and comment below what are your predictions on where Joby Stock is heading in the future. Let's dive right in. For those who haven't heard of Joby, Joby Aviation is developing an all-electric VTOL air taxi which can be used in big cities to fly around and avoid traffic. It's an interesting business model in a growing market, and in fact, there are a handful of other companies competing with Joby in the same industry. They're all racing to be the first company to come out with the eVTOL in the market. 2 weeks ago, Joby released several positive updates about the company, including the completion of their first production prototype, confirmation of their payload weight capacity, and they received an $100 million investment from one of their partners, SK Telecom. All this good PR surged Joby's share price over 70%, while the Nasdaq grew only 3% during the same time. Although all of these positive headlines pushed their price forward, analysts believe this sharp increase wasn't justified. That's when last Wednesday, Deutsche Bank reiterated their sell rating for Joby stock with a price target of $6 a share, up from their previous target of $4. Deutsche argued that the rapid share price increase could be attributed to speculation from retail investors. They said, and I quote, "With the performance specs of the aircraft looking better than feared, we do take our price target up to $6, while maintaining our sell rating as the risk reward seems increasingly unfavorable at these levels." So, while analysts are hesitant about Joby's valuation, retail investors are buying in because they're bullish. And honestly, I can't say that I blame them. They just submitted their proposal for Stage 3 certification to the FAA, which is huge news. On top of that, Joby was the first eVTOL company to complete the second stage of the process in February, so they're just trying to keep their lead. So now that we know what's going on with Joby stock, I want to take a deeper look into Joby's aircrafts, their business model, and why their aircraft might be better than their competitors. So let's hop on my computer and take a look at their recent investor presentation a few weeks ago. Alright, so I've pulled up their investor presentation. I'll link it down in the description below, and I do want to give a quick disclaimer. I woke up today feeling kind of nasally. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. I'm a little sick, so bear with me. We're going to be talking about Joby's prototype aircraft and wherever else Joby wants to talk about in their investor presentation on why we should consider Joby as a good investment. So let's get into it. I'm going to go down a little bit to this one, right? This timeline, slide 5. And this shows the evolution of Joby's aircraft from 2015 when they had a subscale demonstrator all the way up to the current times in 2023 with the highlighted aircraft blue. And they are very, very close to being FAA certified, which will allow them to actually generate substantial revenue, which is the point of investing in this company. They're a startup. They're not really making any real money yet, which is huge. They have a massive valuation of $6.71 billion as of today, which means a company is worth $6.7 billion. They haven't really made any substantial revenue until we get this, until we get the FAA certification. So they're working real hard on that. And then here they talk about their aircraft a little bit more. They say that their aircraft is the lightest and the quietest. And they also say that it's ready to fly. They're the only aircraft off their production line that has been granted a special airworthiness certificate. It also says they're ready to fly. They're the first aircraft that has been granted a special airworthiness certificate by the FAA, which does allow them to begin flight testing soon, which is huge for Joby investors. And they also say that they're customer ready. They expect to be the first eVTOL company to deliver to a customer in 2024 when they deliver to the US government, to the Edwards Air Force Base in 2024. So that's huge for them as well. Moving on from their prototype, Joby does want to talk about their collaboration with Toyota. And this slide does a good job describing how important this partnership is for Joby. They say that there is a close collaboration between Joby and longtime partner and investor, Toyota, which has supported the development of Joby's aircraft production line. And they have invested about $400 million into Joby since 2017. That's a big amount of money. So Toyota's taking this very, very seriously. And as you guys see, it says Toyota North America CEO set to join Joby's board. And they said that this guy, Tetsuo Ted Ogawa, has nearly 40 years of experience at Toyota and will join the Joby board of directors on July 1st. So right now I'm recording this video, it's July 10th. He's already on the board of directors, which is huge for this company, and I expect him to have some valuable insight for Joby. Now we get to talk about the fun stuff. Let's talk about their business model with the air taxis, because Joby does want to sell to governments and to customers these aircrafts already made, but their main business model is actually through air taxis. and they're going to describe this here with a multimodal rideshare. And it just shows that you could go from JFK Airport in New York straight from downtown New York to JFK Airport, which is huge. You just request a trip, you rideshare to the Skyport, you fly to the airport, and you go directly to your gate. So that's huge for them there. And this is their actual business model. This is why they think this is going to work, the rideshare model with eVTOLs compared to cars. They're saying that there's 29 million trips per day in New York City and 31 million trips per day in Los Angeles County. And most of them are less than 50 miles, which is perfect because I believe that's the range for these eVTOLs that they're creating, which is really, really interesting. I also want to point out this sentence which I highlighted for you guys down below. They said that in New York and LA, as in many other urban locations, more than 99% of all journeys are less than 50 miles, but they're hampered by ground traffic congestion. Traffic stinks in these cities, I understand that, and there's not a lot of traffic in the air. Joby plans to accomplish this by having skyports, which is where you go to fly in these eVTOLs to your destination. And they're saying that they acquired these tools that were developed by Uber's Elevate team, which is one of their business models, and Joby actually acquired the Uber Elevate team in 2020, and they identified demand and helped Joby design efficient ride-sharing networks and the right aircraft for the market. So this is their demand right here. This is Manhattan and New York City. These eVTOLs can fly to all of these markets from Manhattan, which is huge. You can go to New Haven, East Hampton, Trenton, Philadelphia, and Atlantic City. This is a huge potential for Joby, and again, they have other competitors operating in the same markets, but this is going to be interesting. These are the specifics of their aircraft, and the payload can hold about 1,000 pounds, so 4 passengers and a pilot. The ranges can take on trips up to 100 miles. Speed is up to 200 miles per hour, and it's only 45 sound decibels in cruise, which isn't that loud. It's pretty quiet. So they say with a maximum takeoff weight of approximately 5,300 pounds, we believe the Joby aircraft is the right aircraft for the market, delivering on all key attributes. And I gotta say, 100-mile radius is huge for Joby. They could go to basically all the major areas in these cities, so that's good there. 200 mile per hour speed is also nice. 4 passengers is good, and they're quiet. I mean, all of these are good metrics for the aircraft. Joby then goes on to talk about the specifics of their technology. I'm not very big into engineering or aviation, so I wouldn't help you with any of this. I can't describe any of what this means. The peak torque of 1800 Nm, I just can't help with that. So I'm gonna scroll down a little bit more. Essentially, what they're saying is with their current technology, this little blue bubble, this is their radius where they can currently travel to with their aircrafts with today's batteries. But as technology and innovation increases, potentially Joby could end up operating in all of these markets in the blue bubble and into Binghamton, into Albany, Springfield, Providence, Rhode Island, Boston, Baltimore, Wilmington. This is a huge potential area that they could deliver to and actually rideshare to, which is going to eliminate a lot of traffic. And for those who have the money, they're going to gladly spend to fly with Joby and get to New York from Baltimore or Manhattan to Boston or all these major cities. People are going to spend the money, and I actually like this business model quite a bit. Now, as I'm recording this video, Joby is up 4% today, which is good. But again, over the past 5 days, I still believe they're down about 5% or so. So overall, things are up and down for the stock. Joby is struggling because they had this nice price increase. Then they had the bad price targets from Deutsche Bank. And since then, I mean, today, this is Monday, market open, they're up 4%. So it seems like people have forgotten about the Deutsche Bank news, and the public sentiment is a little bit more bullish as they were compared to Friday. But overall, this is still a hefty valuation of $6.7 billion for a company that's really not making any revenue. For example, Archer has a market cap of $1.1 billion. And yes, I know Joby is ahead, and they have partnerships with Toyota that sets them up to be ahead long term. But the fact that both of these companies are not making any revenue, and Joby is worth 6 times more than Archer, is crazy to me. So yeah, Deutsche Bank does have a good point. There is an argument to be made that Joby is overvalued, and that this hype from the events they've held isn't really sustainable. It's not worth it. Public investors are bullish, but they still have a hefty valuation, so do keep that in mind. I'm not saying that Joby is going to go downhill. I'm not saying their stock is going to crash. Joby has a lot of potential, and I wouldn't surprise me to see them hit $20, $25 by 2024, 2025 even, if they have the revenue in place and they have the flight certifications. This company can skyrocket in valuation very fast. So I'm not gonna say I'm bearish, but do keep that in mind. Their current valuation is a lot, so you're making a hefty bet on this company. So what do you guys think about Joby stock? Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Let me know down in the comment section below. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed, feel free to subscribe and like the video. You guys can click any of the videos appearing on the screen right about now, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.